Bonjour, aujourd'hui on est au Japon, à Kamikatsu, la première ville zéro déchet, et on va voir ce que ça donne.
Kamikatsu is the first town in Japan to declare for the zero waste ambition back in 2003. So in Japan in general, everyone's doing the incineration. More than 93% of all our waste in Japan is incinerated, and then very little is actually recycled. So in Kamikatsu, we are doing the separation of the waste into 34 categories. By doing it, we have achieved 80% of the recycling rate of our waste. However, by 2020, our ambition is to have zero waste.
We ain't gonna waste it, let me tell thee, cause every single minute be more wild and free. Towards infinity, we share the circuit and beyond. Defying gravity, we drive the vessel on and on. Hear me come through the sun, danger to the microphone, raging my way through the storm, sending you back home.
Donc ça, ce sont les canettes d'aluminium qui sont compactées sur place et ça fait partie des matières qu'ils arrivent à revendre.
As a total, we had cut the total cost of waste management into 1/3 compared to when we actually incinerated everything.
C'était génial de passer du temps ici à Kamikatsu. Il faut savoir qu'en plus du programme zéro déchet, Kamikatsu a aussi des sources qui sont chauffées à la biomasse ou encore un magasin où les gens peuvent venir échanger leurs objets. Voilà, c'est génial. À bientôt, ciao.
What is green building? It's an integrative process that focuses on the relationship between the built environment and the natural environment. Buildings can have both positive and negative impacts on their surroundings, as well as the people who inhabit them every day. Reduced energy and water use, healthy indoor environmental quality, smart material selection, and the building's effects on its site are key considerations of a green building. Sound familiar? It should, as these elements mirror the different credit categories within the LEED rating system. These buildings cause less harm and do more good, which creates a more sustainable environment for all. LEED acts as a decision-making framework for project teams during the life cycle of a building, which includes planning, design, construction, and operations. LEED rewards best practices, innovation, and recognizes exemplary performance with different levels of certification. In other words, LEED is green building.
There's enough evidence now to show that we're not living sustainably. We're now living in the urban age.
Eco-cities are cities that are taking decisive and creative action to meet the great economic, social and ecological challenges of our time. This is not a slow aspiration. We're in crisis. We're in a planetary crisis, and we need to move quickly towards a more sustainable form of urbanisation. We can't solve this problem one light bulb at a time. The creation of eco-cities, of safe climate cities, resilient cities, zero carbon cities, that's going to require really strong and courageous leadership by governments and by working in close partnership with households and communities and businesses.
The challenge is urgent, particularly for those cities on the front line of climate change. The eco-city, this is not a misty-eyed ideal. This is something real, something concrete. The Eco-City Summit is about generating answers and accumulating wisdom to address these challenges facing our world in 2017 and beyond.
For a long time, urban growth knew no bounds. 200 years ago, scarcely 2% of the people living on Earth were city dwellers. Today, more than half the world's population lives in an urban area. We live in a world filled with immense, vibrant, noisy, overpopulated cities. Cities where we create, manufacture, trade, and consume. Where fabulous wealth and extreme poverty exist side by side. Our urban model now seems to have reached its limits. However, new aspirations are emerging. In a world of global warming and increasingly scarce fossil fuels, a new vision of the city is taking root. We're seeing the first signs of slow but far-reaching and irreversible change. Little by little, a new model for our cities is developing. We call it the Eco-City. The goal of an eco-city is to reduce the city's impact on the environment. It's an immense undertaking. The growth of large population centers, energy consumption, recycling, the new urban landscape, and even social diversity, all these issues are a part of the eco-city agenda. In order to kickstart this movement, 3 major challenges need to be addressed. We must transform the buildings we live in, radically change our modes of transport, and implement new ways of supplying electricity. Buildings in the eco-city put energy efficiency first. They are better insulated, and they even generate energy themselves. They rely heavily on renewable sources of energy. Today's buildings can do more with less. They're no longer energy consumers, but energy producers, requiring 40 to 60% less energy than buildings from a decade ago. We call them positive energy buildings. And if a building produces more energy than it needs, it shares the surplus with its neighbor. We call that peer-to-peer energy. It's revolutionary, both economically and socially. With regard to transport, the change is just as remarkable. In eco-cities, transportation is electric and, whenever possible, public. A multimodal model is in place. Residents use a variety of interconnected transport networks to get around, with tramways at the heart of the urban landscape. This twofold change in housing and transport gives rise to a third: new networks for supplying power to the city. That's the third cornerstone of our eco-city. The question is, how do we power the new electrical infrastructure so as to drive the growth in eco-cities? The answer lies in new networks for distributing electricity. We call them smart grids. Smart because they use computer technology to centralize and redistribute power more effectively throughout the city. Smart because they also regulate energy exchanges between residential buildings through peer-to-peer trading. So, in summary, energy that's consumed, produced and shared by all of us more intelligently than ever before. A multimodal approach to transport, consisting primarily of electric and public transportation. The emergence of a new smart grid for supplying cities with electricity. With Alstom, this revolutionary new eco-city is happening now and on every level.
Smart City adalah definisi kota cerdas. Cerdas itu adalah cerdas sistem manajemennya, cerdas warganya, dan juga cerdas dari pemerintah kotanya. Tujuannya tentunya agar Smart City ini bisa membuat pelayanan lebih cepat, ya, lebih transparan, dan juga lebih akurat. Dengan konsep ini, waktu yang dihabiskan oleh warga Bandung bisa lebih produktif ke hal-hal yang lebih dibutuhkan. Bandung adalah kota metropolitan. Hampir semua warganya memiliki HP, hampir semua warganya menggunakan jaringan internet. Kita tahu hari ini semua menggunakan informasi internet untuk melakukan kegiatan ekonomi, kegiatan sosial, dan lain sebagainya. Artinya, Smart City bagi warga Bandung bukan gaya-gayaan, tapi adalah sebuah kebutuhan. Smart City di kota Bandung ini dibagi 3 tahap. Tahap pertama adalah digitalisasi sistem. Tahap kedua adalah berinteraksi, bagaimana warga bisa memonitor kegiatan dari pemerintah kota, warga bisa memberikan usulan, warga bisa mengecek sebuah proses pembangunan. Nah, tahap 3-nya adalah intelligent infrastructure. Bagaimana kita dikasih tahu kapan banjir, bagaimana kita dikasih tahu mana yang rawan macet, dan sebagainya. Setiap kota punya tujuan, ya. Kota ini harus berfungsi secara maksimal, namanya livable. Kota ini harus bikin betah, dicintai, namanya lovable. Nah, oleh karena itu, menuju kota yang berfungsi secara maksimal, sistem hidup kita harus dekat dengan teknologi, pelayanan kepada masyarakat menjadi baik, masyarakat fokus pada ekonomi yang inovatif, sehingga kota ini bikin betah, ya, dengan taman-taman tematik, dengan trotoar yang lebar dan nyaman, fasilitas kota di mana-mana, event-event kebahagiaan hadir. Nah, kalau itu terjadi, sampailah pada mimpi. Bandung adalah Smart City, livable and lovable city. Bandung.